Mrs. Santana. Thank you so much
Hi,
for coming.
Catherine.
You can come take a seat here.
Thank you.
How's everything going? How's everybody at home?
Good. Busy.
Yeah.
Busy.
We got the 3 ones running around
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Keep it busy. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to go over the match to sample skill that we were discussing, that we're going to work with Carlos on. That's just an agenda that I've compiled so that you can follow along a bit as to what we're doing today.
Okay.
The program, as you know, the reason we're implementing it is because we're looking at introducing PECs, which I know you guys were really excited about.
Yes.
Hopefully we'll be able to get him on his way to communicating. So this is the match to sample is what we're going to be looking at. Its importance is that it's a prerequisite skill essentially for the PECs program. We want Carlos to be able to identify items based on pictures, which is the whole basis of it. Carlos is already able to match pictures to pictures as well as objects to objects, so this is the last kind of item for him to be able to complete. We've been doing it in the center with a good amount of success so far, but we really want to strengthen this skill as much as possible. So we're glad that you guys are eager to get it, something to help out in the home here.
Sure. Yeah.
So what we're going to do is I'm just going to show you what materials are needed, how to set them up. I'll briefly go over how we bring him to the table and get him motivated to work. We've determined what his reinforcers are. As you know, the iPad, his favorite.
Yes.
And chocolate, again, a favorite of his. I'll show you how to address any sort of errors that come along with teaching, and I'll show you how it looks. We also have a data collection sheet for you guys.
Okay.
This will be optional for you. It's only if you guys are comfortable doing it. It's very basic. I'll review it with you. It's in your package there.
Okay.
And that will be mostly for you guys, for your own personal tracking, okay?
Okay.
So the first thing we want to do is we want to set up the table. We want to make sure the table's set up before you bring him to the table, because if we're setting up while he's there, easily get distracted. So we will set up the table first and then bring him to the table. So the setup is going to be just your items. I've grabbed a spoon, a marker, and a cup just because they're common items. That's all we're going to be using is common items. Those will be to your discretion. We have our own target list in the center. You don't need to follow that. Use items in the home that he's going to come in common contact with. The pictures that we're using, I want real pictures. I want the picture of the item, not like a cartoon cup and things like that. We want the same photos. Other than that, all you need is your data collection sheet and his reinforcers on the table. So you're going to bring him to the table. Usually I just tell him to sit down. He's very good at just following a verbal prompt. Sometimes we use like a partial gesture, or just point to the chair, but usually you don't need to guide him too well. He's pretty good at sit.
Yeah.
So then what we do next is we use a first then kind of thing. We'll say, first work, then iPad. He responds really well to that, so that's basically all he needs to get him in touch with, or get him ready to work on the table, okay? Then we set up the table, so in this instance we'll do just the 3 items. We want to space them out as well as possible so that they're well distinguished. 3 items is good. You can use 4, I would say no less than 3. If we have 2, we don't want just guessing. We want there to be enough of a distraction.
Right.
So you'll have the 1 target item and your 2 distractors. Just set it up like this, and that's fine. You guys can sit across from each other, or like we're sitting here. Part of it, we're going to be physically prompting, so sometimes it's a little easier if you're like this to reach over. If you're at a smaller table, across is fine. What we insist that Carlos does is, because he fidgets, we just insist that he keeps his hands on the table. All we usually say is nice hands, and he'll respond to it. If he doesn't, just take his hands and put them on the table so that he's engaged with you. The actual procedure itself is pretty simple. We'll use the spoon as our target for practicing. All you're going to do is hand him the item and tell him to match. Say Carlos match. Any variation of that, that's fine. And he will be expected to correctly put the picture with the item. On top of it, so that it's obvious. Obviously he doesn't have to be exactly, but as close to the item as possible. When he does that correctly on the first try, he gets his number 1 reinforcer. We're going to use the iPad as his primary. He gets that, let him have it for about 3 to 5 minutes. He's pretty independent with it. During this time is usually when I do my data collection. So the data collection sheet, it's pretty simple. It's just your date, the number of correct trials, number of trials run, and then your average.
Okay.
You may want a calculator. I usually try and run my trials in 5s or 10s to keep it a nice even number. You only need to target this a couple of times a day if you guys want. You can do twice or whatever you have time for. If one day you have a chance to do 5, great. If the other day you don't have a chance to do more than 1, that's fine as well.
So these trials are for the day. We put
For
that
the day,
so
yeah. So the
throughout day
total,
I
it's
keep-
cumulative.
Okay.
Exactly. So
Okay.
you only mark down in the first column if he gets it correct. If he doesn't get it correct, we put nothing in the column.
Okay.
But the second column, you're going to mark every single trial that you do. So you have
Okay.
a total. And then the average, that's just divide column 1 and column 2. Okay? And like I said, that's optional. It's really up to you guys with your comfort level of trying to do this. And the data recording, we're taking the data in the center as well.
So this is more for to start with.
For your benefit, exactly, to see the progression. And it's nice to see the progress, right? Your pencil there as well. So the only other thing to look at is if he makes an error. You may not know the object, right? We always test to see if they know it first, but he may not know what it is, or he might just make an error. So what we'll do is we'll do an error correction. He will match, so say I got the spoon, I match it incorrectly to the marker. You're gonna take the picture back, you're gonna present it again, saying match. You're gonna put it into Carlos's hand, and you're gonna guide his hand to the correct answer, right? And then you'll ask him again. So it'll be 3, you're gonna ask him 3 times. The first time he makes an error, you take it back. You ask him again and guide him with your hand to the correct one. Take it back, and then present it the next time. Then he will do it independently. If he gets it correct that 3rd time, we're gonna go with the secondary reinforcer, so the chocolate.
Okay.
And then data collection, all you would do is put a tally in the trials list. If he doesn't get it correct, then we're just not reinforcing at all and moving on to the next trial.
Okay.
Okay? So, what we've got here is, we have a checklist for you. This checklist is just to ensure the integrity of the teaching. We wanna all be teaching it the same, so that it's the same across all environments. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you try it. I'll do like a quick check just to make sure that you have gotten all the steps
Okay.
correctly. And then you've got a copy of it for yourself if you guys want to
That we
follow
can
along
use.
with it.
Okay.
Exactly. So I can be your child.
Okay.
Go ahead here, I'll give you your reinforcers, and you might just want to pull your data collection.
Now should I have this close by me or just?
Yeah, I usually just keep it off to the side.
Side, okay.
Yeah, exactly. We'll set you up fresh, actually.
Okay.
Well, you start right from the beginning.
Okay.
And then,
Okay, Carlos, we're gonna do some work. Match. Good job, Carlos. Okay, Carlos, match. Carlos, match. Match. Good job.
perfect. Awesome. So good, and then that one, obviously we don't write anything down. So that's good. Perfect. The only thing other than that is if he does engage in any sort of behavior at the table, any sort of problem behavior, anything like that, all we do is just redirect him. We just stop the behavior and just redirect him back to the work.
Okay.
He doesn't engage in a lot of the table, he's a pretty good worker, so there shouldn't be too much of that. But all you do is just redirect it back to
Okay.
the task. is there any questions or anything like that?
No, just if it's not, he seems to be who could do that, we're better just to leave it and then come back to it another time.
Yeah, see, for the most part, we want him to understand that when he has to work, he has to work, so we really try and redirect him back to the task, and
Okay.
he's pretty good at responding to that, and you'll be able to tell, right, what time of
Right.
day is more likely that he's
Okay.
gonna be successful with it. And what we'll do is, I'm gonna see you guys in 2 days anyways,
Okay.
because you guys were coming in for the review anyways, so,
Yeah.
what we'll do is we'll just have a little sit down then, if you wanna bring your checklist or anything like that,
Sure,
any questions
okay.
that you had when you guys have been running it, and we can
Just
review it
jot
then.
those down
Yeah,
and talk to
exactly,
you about-
exactly. And you've got my email, so if something comes up in the meantime, just shoot me an email.
Oh,
let me
okay.
know. Yeah,
Okay,
and
that's good.
yeah, I put it on the top of that page, so,
Okay, great.
just let me know if there's any other questions about it, okay?
Okay, excellent.
Perfect,
Okay.
perfect. Well, thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you, Catherine, for your time
Not a
today.
problem, not a
Appreciate
problem.
it.
Tell everybody I say hello, and I'll see you
Okay.
in a couple of days.
All right, will
Perfect.
do.
See ya.
Bye-bye.